Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought that we would carry on doing a few Christmas cards, but we would use something that was carried over in the annual catalogue, something brand new, and the remaining of our papers that we're still using, which is the classic Christmas. And yes, I've still got some sheets left, so we're going to use that. We're going to combine all three of the colours as well. So we're combining the beige, which is the Sahara sand, the green, which is the shaded spruce, and the red, which is the cherry cobbler. So let's start with the basics. I'm doing another square card, so you can do this whatever size you want. This is a 6x6 card base, and so this is a cherry cobbler piece which is 1/4 inch smaller, and then a piece of the Sahara sand classic designer series paper which is 1/4 inch smaller. And I've chosen the one with the lovely little trees on it because I thought that that would work well with the trees. So we've used 2 of the colours in that part. And then for the tree, I'm sure you will remember the lovely In the Woods, which is a stamp set and dies. And this die is just lovely because you have an outer piece and you have an inside piece that you die cut, and once you've cut this one out, the little pieces will actually just pop up. So let me move that one out of the way. So you can see on here that these little pieces actually come up, so you get that real 3-dimensional look. So I've cut the inside in the Whisper White, I cut the back piece in the Sahara sand, then I took another one of the back pieces and then cut it in half and then put it so that you have just that little bit of green coming through. So if you cut it, as I say, directly in half and then just stick it down one side and the other, that gives you this lovely just little piece coming in through on the side. I've then just cut a tiny piece of Sahara sand because I want the tree to have a base, and we're going to need to do a little bit of sponging on that. So let me just get my sponge daubers out. I'm ready to go, and I'm also going to need some ink, so I need to get some ink out as well. Okay, so the sponge dauber is going to be in the Sahara sand, which is this one, and I think I might have enough just on there to do it because all I want is to just go down one side and the other, because the top and the bottom are actually going to be hidden, so I don't need to add any more on there. But all it does is just give it a little bit of shadow on there, which works very well when you are trying to build up and create a scene. So the other thing that I wanted to create was, sorry, let's go on to the new thing. So the new one is the Curvy dies, and the Curvy dies will give you this lovely curved shape with the little dots in. I've shown you this before, but for those that are tuning in for the first time who might not have seen this, the Curvy dies, you have different shaped dies. So this is the one that I used, and you can see you have a cutting edge and then you have a plain edge. So you just put it in, and the nice thing is that it is 6 inches long, so it allows you to do larger cards and to get a complete curve on it. So that's why I'm doing some larger square cards, because it allows me to use almost the full 6 inches. On this one I've had to trim off just a little bit, so let's put those dies out of the way. So that's our new piece. So we've got the tree and the new piece. I then wanted, because I still have quite a few scraps, And I wanted to make some little presents to go underneath the tree. So very simple and easy to do. I've done some in a variety of sizes, and I've got one more to do. So these range from, I think, right, so that's an inch square, that's 3/4 of an inch square, and that's 1/2 an inch square. So you can do a variety of sizes. So this is another 1/2 inch square, and all I've done is I've taken, so I've got some of this little piece here, which I'm going to put the present on. Now, if we take our trimmer, let's move these pieces out of the way. The trimmer is fantastic because you can get the tiniest little slivers. So I'm literally just going to lie this across where the seam is, and then I'm going to put my blade in on top and just bring it up, and it allows you to get the tiniest little sliver because I want a very small piece on this. So I've got my other piece stuck in on here. That's the piece I want. That will work for another one. So as I keep saying, don't throw your little pieces away because you can always use them for other things. So I'm just going to put my trimmer down out of the way on the floor. Okay, so we now have a tiny little piece here, and we need to take our little one, and you can decide which side you want to do. Do I want coordinating spots? No, I want to do something that's not quite the same. So then all I'm doing is I'm going to take the little bit of wet glue, because wet glue works really well when it comes out. There we go. So we've got a little bit of wet glue here, and then I'm literally just taking the little piece in over the center like this, and then I can take some scissors and just trim it off like that. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of wet glue in on the side on here for the other bit, and then just turn that round. Oops, I've done it on the wrong side, haven't I? Hold on a minute, put that out of the way. We'll have to waste that bit. So let me take the other one. I want it that way round, don't I? So just take a little bit of wet glue on here, pop that in over on the top there. So all you've got is a little cross. Now, if you wanted to make a, you wanted to make a little bow thing to go on the top, you could sort of curl it up a bit and do that, but I think it works just as a square across, which sort of gives that ribbon look. I've got a little tiny piece on here I need to just take off. So okay, so that's given us a few different size presents. So these are, that's 3/4 of an inch, that one, and this one is an inch, and then I've got this tiny weeny little one which is going to be 3/4 of an inch, to just sort of pile up the presents, and it's just going to give a little bit of extra colour on there. So let's start putting some of this together. I do need to stamp, before we go any further, I need to stamp a sentiment on this side before I stick it together. So again, I've pulled out a stamp set I haven't used in a while. It's being carried over, the lovely globe, and it's called Still Scenes, and I'm using Season's Greetings because I thought that that would be quite nice. So let me get that one out. And then I just need to get myself a block. I've been very good at tidying up at the moment, so I haven't got all my blocks and things out. So I'm just going to open up my case and see which size block I need. That one will work, won't it? So I have all my blocks in this lovely case that you can get to store all your blocks, so they fit every single size of our blocks nicely together in a carry case, and that means that I can then tidy everything up in one go when I've finished, put it all away, and it all stays nice and neat and tidy. That's the idea anyway. Okay, so we're going to put this one in on here and just try and get it as straight as we can. That looks quite good. And then I'm going to use the, as I've said to you before, I'm using the Merry Merlot for my sentiments because my cherry cobbler, I'm waiting to get an ink refill on it because the ink has got a little dry because I've used it a lot. Okay, so this is going to come in here like that. And we've got the lovely season's greetings on there. Okay, so that's the only bit of stamping we're doing on this one. The rest is all sort of building and design and ideas. So we need to put this base in first. In fact, I can probably do it this way round, can't I? So I'm going to put the designer series paper on first. And again, as I say, I'm using wet glue because that is my absolute favourite. I do try other glues from time to time, as you know, but I always come back to my Tombow, which is the best glue, in my opinion, on the market. It really is. I have so many customers that come back to me and they go, oh, I need more glue, I need more glue. I've tried so much and it's the only glue that is really good and really strong, and it is exceptionally good glue. So I'm just going to take it, and you don't need to use a lot either. Literally just a tiny smear like that is more than enough. Now, I always open my card up. It's a tip I learned a while ago because I was struggling, and I see a lot of people doing it. I was struggling to put my bases down, and if you try and put things down this way, it can quite often get quite difficult to do it. So that's our lovely base with our mat and our paper. And then this piece is going to go in along on the bottom like this. But we need to put this piece in almost last, probably. We need to put our tree in first. And I think I'm going to decorate the tree with some twinklies and things like that when we get to it. So the first bit I do need to do is to put the stem in, and that's going to come down. I want it to come down fairly low, so that can go in first. So let me just glue this in. Get my wet glue on there, and then I'm just going to work out where I want it in on the center, down to about there, because then the top will come in over the top, so that can then come in like that. Okay, and I think I'm going to put that down with dimensionals. That's going to go straight. I think I am going to put it down with dimensionals, or do I have it? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to put it straight, actually. And the reason why is that I'm looking at, I will probably be posting this card. So if I'm posting it, I really don't want to have lots or too much height. There's going to be enough height with the layers and with the few little embellishments without having too many dimensionals on top of it, because, as I say, what will happen is that then it'll go into the next one in the post, and it will then get too much. So I want this so that it's not quite at the top. It's got enough room to put a little sort of star at the top of the tree, and it's then going to come down beautifully straight like that. So this again is going to go, I'm keeping it as my line because that's going to go down last. And then we've got our little presents. So I want to have, and this again is just working it out, so I want to have them at sort of slight angles, as if they've been, you know, dropped in the snow, as it were. So we'll have one that way, one that way. We then want the green one on here, I think. Maybe the green one in over there like that. And then this one, we've got a red. I can put that one in on there. Should really have had, because I want red, green, red, don't I? So have I got red, green, red is going to come over that side. Whoops. Let's try that one again. So we're going to have that green one on that side like that at that angle, and then this one in like this on there. Then those ones are going to come up right. So I'm going to put those ones in first, and I think I might have to put those, they should stick down all right. Okay, so we're going to have this one in first, and say the only reason I'm not putting lots of dimensionals on them is the fact that I do want to post this. So if that comes there like that, that's going to come in there like that. Okay, so that one can go down that way, and then this one can go in on the other way. And sometimes it's quite nice doing, you know, pretty little sort of layered cards and things that aren't overly fancy, but just look quite pretty. And they're using up all of the little bits and pieces that we have left over and we throw away. And you know what I'm like. I'm very much trying to find ways of using up all of our scraps and things. So that's going to come in that direction. Let's put that one down there like that. Oops, maybe not quite touching the tree. Let's slide him across just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that one can go at that angle. That's going to then go further up like that. I should be able to just about stick it in. I'll have that on that way. And then I'm just going to have this little tiny one in on top. But you can see this is literally just a 3/4 inch piece. Do I put it up like that? I might just have it like that. Yes, that looks good. And then this piece can then go in down on the bottom. And if you wanted to do just a pile of presents, you can just do a pile of presents like this with any paper that you've got that looks sort of Christmassy, and just stack them one on top of the other, and it makes it look quite pretty. Okay, so this we want to line up at the edge here and down on the bottom. So we need to make sure that we've got our little pieces in. Whoops, slide it across a bit so that it sits on the bottom, and that little piece can come at the top. So we've now got that, which is the lovely layers. And then the last thing we need to do is to put some gems and things on top. Now, I've got quite a few different things in here. So I've got these ones, which I think will actually work quite well on the tree because they've got that sort of gold glitter in them, but they're sort of plain epoxy ones. So I thought I'd try that, although I am going to put a red And let me see what size I want. So on the top of the tree, am I going to put a big one or a small one? A middling one, I think. Well, we've got big or we've got small. Okay, easiest way to do this is to take them off first and to just have a look and see if we want. Yes, that's fine for that. So I'm just going to put this, sorry if I knock the camera, I'm just trying to get my head up in on here. Hold on, let's bring it down a bit so I can see it. So I just want to stick this on the top of the tree, just in like that. Okay, so we've got the red one at the top, and then I'm going to put these goldy ones down the side, I think. I don't think I want them all in red, or do I want them all in red? Oh, decisions. Let me have a look and see. Do I want it red matching or do I want it gold matching? I think I'm going to have the gold because I don't think I want too much on there that will counteract. So we'll have just a few. So we'll have one in down there. And I'm using the slightly larger ones. We'll have one in down on there. And we'll have one in just maybe in the middle there. I think will work quite nicely. Let's have a look at that and see. Yes, that's nice. So just add, you know, a few little twinklies. You can add some rhinestones, you can build it up and really add lots in on there. I might add a few little more. I might, in fact, I've just thought I might add some, because I quite like the rhinestones as well. So I might add some rhinestones in there to just add some extra sparkle. So let's get some of those ones up. And where am I going to have? I'm going to have one there. I want to make sure that the doesn't catch where those little pieces are coming. So yeah, one in on maybe there, right in the center of that one. So that's 4, and then I just need to take one more because I don't want it overly done, but maybe one down there will work, won't it? Right at that corner, yes, down there. So we've now got those. I need to have another one. I'm going to get a smaller one, I think, on here. Whoops. And we'll have just a little one. Where shall we have him? Underneath there? That might look quite pretty, mightn't it? There we are. So our little pieces are still up, and you've got the 2 little colours of there on there. So again, you know, fill it with whatever you want, add the gems and things that you like. But I just thought, I love the way you've got the combination of the 3 different colours of the paper. And I think it just looks really pretty. So another nice Christmas card to add to your collection. As always, thank you so much for all your lovely comments. And do look forward to seeing you again. Be safe, be well, and be kind. Bye-bye.